What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. I want to get Keena Johnson alongside Beery Man Nathaniel.
What's good?
Let's swap these around.
Yeah.
And get you up on that mic.
What's up?
Cough boy. What's the Amalgam Show about?
It's about nerdy things and pop culture things and other things.
And this time we have a prelude featuring pizza time.
We did
because we're hungry. And we want beeries.
Yeah.
What's pizza time?
And sometimes beeries and pizza. That's right. That's what it's about. What's pizza time about?
Can you answer that a little bit?
Killing Uncle Ben.
I finally Googled Uncle Ben's rice. That's even though it was invented, like which came first, the rice or the uncle. It was the rice. Which means Stanley just like probably looked in his cupboard one day and just like, that's my character. Yeah. Uncle Ben. If you enjoy what you're about to watch, please get this hair out right now. After you've done that, like, subscribe, click that notification button, share it to your friends and family if you want. If you haven't got the show, please comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. Then sort of trying to figure out what to do with Patreon, so TBD on that. And then Games Labs by Shannon, who's released on the clutches of capitalism. And check it out on all the social medias at The Amalgam Show except for Bumble.
You say Bumble?
Bumble.
Like the dating app?
Yeah.
Well, you could probably check Dean out on there.
Yeah, and me. I think that you can't search people. Nobody, it's not great if you can.
No, you can't search people, but you can probably find us. Well, then.
Not so hot singles in your area.
I'm just picturing like you guys like in like button-up shirts, black polo shirts with like a crew neck and like just a bathroom selfie.
No, or probably is. No, actually.
What have you been into this week?
What have I been up to? I've been playing the Kingdom Hearts DLC. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Remind.
2 words.
Remind.
Yes. R-E, capital Mind.
Okay. What's it about?
So, it's divided into 3 sections. The first part is called Remind. And it's, they basically go through and fix the ending. So whatever plot holes there were, they go through and fix it.
Okay.
Spoilers for the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay?
No.
Sora goes through and Sora goes through and fucks around with time. So like he dies, the whole team dies.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I didn't hit start recording. But we'll do it for this, and fine. Sorry about this, guys. Not even technical issues. Technical what?
Keen shoes.
Yes. Sorry, hopefully that's better now. So yeah, the end of so everyone dies. Sora goes back in time and fixes all of it.
Yeah.
That brings everyone back, and then he's supposed to save Kyron at the end, and then so he dies. It explains what happens between like the very end of the game and him saving Kyron.
Okay.
But basically, he goes back to the time where he like split the timelines and has to go through and connect everyone's hearts to the Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Very fun. I seem to be like the second person to get the trophy for finishing that because there's a website called PSN Profiles, and if you're logged on, you can see the first people who get it. And I only just made my account, but the first guy was 2:36 a.m. on that date. I am 2:38 on mine, so I seem to be the second person. We also got it like because of time zone. We basically got it 2 days before America.
Okay.
So like I stayed up till like 11 o'clock waiting for it to play till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then after that is what they call the limit cut episode, which is one word, limit cut. It's fighting all the bad guys, the data version of the organization, which they had in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. But it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
They were hard in Final Mix, but like this is really hard. I've been playing for like the last 2 days, and I've got 2 more to go, 2 out of 13. And my hand, like today, I had to like take a break because my hands were stiff and my arms, like my muscles up here were hurting. I'm like, I have to take a break. It's a lot of like dodging, like attacking, like just fucking around, and God, it hurts. But it is satisfying to beat those enemies. And then after that, it's called the secret episode, and I think that ties into the original secret ending of the game, which is you wake up in Shibuya, Japan.
Oh, okay.
How is that? That's what the end of the game, the end of the DLC explains, I think. I haven't gotten there, so I don't actually know.
We're all just a Disney universe.
I don't know. I legit don't know what's happening.
This is Disney's way of saying we own you. We've brought it into the real world. We own you.
Yeah, Earth is a Disney world. Fuck. And then what's after that? Yeah, and other than that, it's good. As soon as I started playing, I'm like, this is going to be the most anime bullshit ever, and it is. To good and bad degrees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's go. I also wasn't like super keen on Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it was exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to get heartfelt moments about the people that we've lost along the way, coming back and finally meeting each other again. And it was all that, and yeah. The only thing I didn't expect was, Sora's disappearance at the end. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're making more games. And they announced a new one. Project Xehanort for iOS and Android, which explains the origins of the bad guy.
Okay.
It'll be great on mobile phone. It'll be probably free, so I'll try it out. Let you know. Probably end of June, I think. I don't know when spring ends off the top of my head for America or Northern Hemisphere. Outside of that, I've been watching Clone Wars again. Clone Wars, that's really boring. Like, it's not bad, but I looked at like the genre on Wikipedia, which is very, and it says military genre, that's what it is. Like, it is very much like, we're moving our positions here, we're doing like stuff with generals, blah, 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 blah. So it is, it's very military. I don't think it's until season 3 that's where they get to like the actual characters and emotional stuff. Mm-hmm. We're rewatching it because my housemate hasn't seen it, and season 7 comes out next month, and it looks really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Darth Maul's still in it. It looks like it's going to carry over into episode 3 because there's a hologram of Padme who's pregnant. And either that's Anakin having a vision, or it's just Anakin after he sees Padme for the first time. Because in episode 3, he's like, "Oh my God, you're pregnant! What a surprise!"
Yeah.
Only 4 months, or would have been like 9 months.
How did that happen?
He's off-world. Like, oh yeah, wait. What's your point? Like, how did the baby happen? Yeah, it's not his.
Darth Sidious be like, Luke is actually Rey's father.
Rey Skywalker. Let's not get into that again. No, I watched the trailer for it. Like, this is like the best trailer for the last 4 Star Wars properties that come out, which is saying something because it's like a kids CGI show. Well done, episode 9. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to season 7, and I just want to power through and get to the good stuff of Clone Wars. And I can watch Rebels again, which Rebels is good from like halfway through season 1.
Yeah. Which
is good. And they do like, well, let's establish everything, and then it starts getting the character and war stuff pretty quickly. It's good.
I started watching Rebels, but I never got all the way through it. I watched the first season.
You definitely get much better after that. Like, you're investing in the characters. So whatever's happened to the characters.
I think my problem was I was watching it just by itself to begin with, and then it got to a point where I was multitasking, playing a game and watching it. So stuff happened and I didn't realise. Yeah.
You know, Star Wars, probably the first couple seasons of Star Clone Wars is, you could just do that, but eventually they both do get to a point where you do need to be paying at least some attention, at least be on your phone and reading the subtitles or something. Playing a game, that stuff like Simpsons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was Crisis on Infinite Earths. So the crossover happened. I talked about it last week a little bit. That I enjoyed it, but I sort of rushed through it. I don't know where to begin. Basically, do you know what Crisis is in the comics?
Vaguely.
The Anti-Monitor comes out and destroys the entire multiverse.
The what?
The Anti-Monitor. So there's the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor. The Monitor monitors the universe. The Anti-Monitor monitors the antimatter universe.
Yeah.
When his universe leaks over into the rest of the multiverse, antimatter and matter don't connect. That cause explosions. And that's what happens to the entire universe, multiverse. So they go through. So that's what happens. And they started this like a year ago with the last crossover, which was Elseworlds.
Yeah.
They like set the stage for that, and then like season 8 of Arrow, the final season, is just him trying to like do his thing to like fix the multiverse. It's like, oh no, like you see Earth 2 get wiped, like, and that's an Earth with like where his family survived, but he didn't. And he's like, no, so we have to watch his family die again through antimatter bullshit. So that happened, and then yeah, first episode, Earth 38 dies, which is Supergirl's Earth. And you're like, oh no. I don't really remember like points of the episodes. Oliver dies first episode, and then the second episode they try to resurrect him at the Lazarus pit.
Who's that?
Sorry?
Who does in the first episode?
Oliver.
Oh.
He like sacrifices himself. Second episode, they go and find the other Paragons, which are like the 7 people who are meant to fix the universe when all this is done. Basically, it's, that's Superman Kingdom Come version, slash the movie version, like the old movies version.
What's Kingdom Come version?
So Kingdom Come is all the superheroes have gone edgy because they look at their previous generations like, you guys, you don't kill, you don't get the job done. We're going to do that. It's very much a response to Punisher and Watchmen and all that. The comic book, and then Superman has to come back and do his job, like be Superman, the guy going to kill. This guy just looks like Kingdom Come, but he does have like all his friends and family who were killed, like the Joker killed all of them at the Daily Planet. So what it is it's the Christopher Reeve Superman that went into Superman Returns, and then it's just an extension from Superman Returns. So there's that. Supergirl, and a bunch of like the other like TV characters like Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, The Flash, White Canary. But plot twist, Lex makes himself one of them, Lex Luthor. He swaps out Kingdom Come Superman for himself because of the Book of Destiny. You can rewrite time basically with it. So universe has died out. Oliver also gets to come back as the Spectre. The Spectre is, in comics, just a dude who just hangs out between time and space. He can like, spook you or do other stuff. Oliver became him. Multiverse dies. Oliver as Spectre is just like, hey, I'm going to bring you back to all these times through the Speed Force, because the Speed Force didn't die for whatever reason. Comic book logic. And we're going to connect everyone. Through Barry going through the Speed Force and trying to connect with someone else, he meets Barry from the movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they got Ezra Miller in to do it. Like, at first I thought this was like, oh, is this just like archive footage that they've like just reworked and like put there? Like, no, he's actually responding with proper dialogue, and there's set photos with him just hanging out. I just fucking, what the fuck? Okay. Because in the context of the scene, well, the content of that scene is Barry of the TV show is like, what? How the fuck are you here? You don't, like, all the multiverses of the dead. There's 7 of us left. How are you here? And the TV and the movie version, it's like, what? I had no idea what's going on, because remember in the movie he knows barely anything. Yeah. And he's just like, you're me. You're the Flash. He's just like, the Flash. That's a good name, because like no one had names in the movies. He gets inspired that way, and I still don't know how they connected the movies. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Multiverse.
Fan service.
Yeah, definitely fan service. And then after that, they go to the antimatter universe at the start of time. Oliver sacrifices himself at this Spectre, rebuilds the multiverse. And then the final episode, just like, hey, look at this new universe that we live in. All the CW shows are now on Earth, instead of like Supergirl and like Black Lightning being off elsewhere. And
so is Black Lightning in it?
Yeah, Black Lightning shows up like in his show. It's just continuing on as normal, and then like at the end of the episode, it's like, oh shit, red stuff happening, which freaks him out. He's like, and then he like helps an older version of the Flash, like the 90s TV show version.
Yeah.
Helps him do some stuff, and then he's part of the Justice League now, which they established. They didn't say Justice League, but they have like the table, the watch, the Hall of Justice. What else? Yeah. I have another point I wanted to make. Justice League final episode. Oh, and then like when they're doing like the montage of all the Earths that are out there. There's like Earth 2, which is Stargirl, the new Stargirl show coming out, which looks to have the Justice Society, which is like the 40s version of the Justice League.
Okay.
So that's Earth 2. They show Earth 9, which is the Titans universe. They show Earth 11, I want to say, which is Swamp Thing.
Yep.
I forget the number, but they showed Green Lantern. The thing about that is that they showed footage from the movie, but no one in the movie. It's just like, just like, look at all these CGI. What I think that's supposed to be is they're doing a Green Lantern show on HBO Max when that comes out, which will probably be on Foxtel here, so piracy here. So yeah, basically where I'm going with this, I think that one of the points of Crisis was all this old shit, that's cool that we're disconnecting all of it, we're killing all of it, and everything moving forward, like post-Crisis, is all the new shows that are happening. So they all exist in the multiverse at the same time. Everything from 2019 basically forwards is canon in the multiverse, which is Vegas fucking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what they're doing with all of it. It was fun. It's still CW-ish crap. The CGI is not great, but it's like they're doing fun stuff with it. So like, it doesn't matter.
Their stories are okay.
Yeah.
And that makes up for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not cringy to the extent of it being unwatchable.
They're just comic books on TV at this point, which is cool. Like that's pretty much been their mission statement since they've started The Flash. Like, let's just make comic books on TV.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can get a bit eye-rolly, but like you're still watching The Flash beat up like Supergirl and shit like that or whatever. It's fun. Yeah, I've ranted enough. What have you been up to?
Keep on watching Naruto.
Oh yeah.
I only watched a few episodes since the last show. I'm up to just after Naruto and Sakura and Sai go on their mission to find Orochimaru's spy. That basically they kill Sosori, which is a puppet master for the Akatsuki, and when he dies, he's like, I don't do anything for any particular reason. I do it because that's what I feel like it. And he's like, because I'm dying, I may as well give you one last piece of information. This is what was going to happen if you really want to find Orochimaru. There's a spy that's meeting up. Turns out the spy is Kabuto. And Kabuto.
Is that Pokemon?
No, that's Kabuto.
Probably not the same.
But Kabuto is the spy. He shows up and he's like, "Oh, Master Sosori, Orochimaru is doing all this stuff." And then it turns out that if Sosori was still alive, they would have betrayed him there, because like their team leader, who isn't Kakashi at this point, is another dude. I can't remember his name. He shows up and he can do the wood style, like the first Hokage. So he like does a wood style jutsu so that he looks like Sosori. And then he goes up there and pretends to be Sosori, and then they attack him anyway because that was their plan for Sosori. They didn't suspect him. And then they attack him and he's like, oh shit, cover's blown. They're like, oh wait, you're not Sosori. But then they find out Orochimaru is also there, and Naruto goes apeshit and uses the 9 tails.
Yeah.
For the first time, he gets to the 4 tails, and he just destroys Orochimaru. Like, fucking beats the shit out of him. They eventually get to a point where it all calms down, and their team leader does some jutsu to bring him back. He almost kills Sakura as well. Because Sakura's like, no, Naruto, don't do it. And he's like, fuck you want, bitch. But that's about as far as I've gotten. I can't really remember Sai's run off with Orochimaru for some reason. I'm sure it's not as sinister as it seems because he ends up being a good guy anyway. There's constant flash forwards to when they find Sasuke at the start of most episodes.
Okay.
They do it like for the first part of Shippuden. They're just like, oh, and flash forward to the part that's really interesting in this part of the show. And
That's bad storytelling.
Yeah. For Naruto, that's pretty much it. I got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
How is that?
I haven't had a whole lot of time to play it because I've just been playing it after work when I'm not doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go ahead and say it's probably one of my more favorite games that have come out recently. And I only say that, like, I'm being hard on it because I'm a fan of Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wasn't such a huge fan of Dragon Ball, I would probably think it was the fucking best thing ever. And that's only because I've played so many Dragon Ball games, watched all of the TV show, watched all of the movie. I've seen every episode. I've read fan manga. I've done all that shit. So when I see it, I'm like, okay, yes, it is just a remake of the Legacy of Goku games, but they do a really good job at filling in the gaps. And that's where I'll give it credit. It's interesting as a Dragon Ball Z game because they're not doing... Like, Xenoverse had an interesting take on it because they created their own story around it.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
It seemed like a dumb concept when someone described it to you, but when you're playing, like, oh, I'm intrigued. Like, how are Mirror and Color doing this? How am I going to stop it?
There's no outside interference in this game. They are literally creating canon. Explanations for all the plot holes that was in Dragon Ball Z. A lot of why Gohan loves Piccolo so much. Because people like, it's like you just accept it. Yeah, Gohan loves Piccolo because he did so much for him, but you don't actually get to see a lot of that. But you see it a lot in this game.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will pick an issue with, and I understand why they do it, because we've seen it a million times, but they keep getting the story wrong. And I don't think it's because they don't know the story. I think it's because they know that the fans know this part of the story. They're not going to go into huge explanation of why this happened or how this is or how Goku reacts, because we know. We've already seen it. It doesn't matter. But I did get kind of offended when I saw that Goku just like rocked up on King Kai's planet and wasn't affected by the gravity at all. Like they didn't talk about that at all.
It's like that's the reason he gets strong on that planet. Yeah, because he can just.
I would have loved to seen a lot of the filler in this game, like because the filler, granted, in the anime is fucking annoying because you just want to get to the story.
To be fair, I will say that it's probably the best filler in anime.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day. The only bad filler I think there is in DBZ is maybe the old single episode, and then the entire Garlic Jr. arc.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part until I was thinking about filler. I'm like, filler. Oh wait, the guy Junior arc fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's not even I don't even think the Xenoverse games do it.
No.
How bad it sucks.
I think there's something to do with Garlic Jr. in Xenoverse 2, but I don't think it's his story.
No.
It's you just fired him or something. I can't remember. They do talk about him, but Kakarot. I would have loved to have experienced those adventures that Goku had on Snake Way. I know a lot. Like I think that's the biggest thing I've heard so far is that you don't get to run Snake Way. I'm upset that I don't just get to not run Snake Way, but I didn't get to fight Princess Snake. I didn't get to do it would have been cool to have like those the hell,
Like the
and then it could have
game.
like been a mini game. That would have been really cool. But they didn't have any of that, which I was kind of disappointed by, but I can get past it. So now where I'm up to is just after. Oh, this is the other thing. They don't show Goku with Gregory or Bubbles doing all that shit. I don't think Gregory or Bubbles are even in it. I haven't seen them yet.
Bubbles should be. He is canon. Gregory is not.
But they're not in it.
That's dumb.
King Kai is just sort of like, if you want to be trained by me, you have to tell me a good joke. And you tell him a joke and he laughs. And then he's like, he might have what it takes. And then suddenly, the next time you see Goku, he knows how to do the Spirit Bomb.
Okay.
You don't see anything else. So like, all of the stuff that would have actually been interesting to see, they haven't done. Which does kind of suck, but, you know.
It seems like this game didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Like they probably... Like, I'm surprised that it is all three major sagas in this. Like, I thought it was only going to be one or so.
Yeah, and then
like,
the sequel later,
Because that makes sense to make a franchise out of it.
Yeah.
And two, one of the observations I've heard about this game is the game expects you to have seen Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But not Dragon Ball Z. Like the way they sort of treat like the way the characters are and all that. Like you have not seen Dragon Ball Z, but it also does because like you're saying, like it picks and chooses the part that it does have.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think they Dragon Ball Z is the money maker, but like an actual Dragon Ball RPG, I always thought would have worked better.
That's where I was going to go to. Now, I always was like, ever since playing this game, I'm like, I would love to play this exact game, but in these stories, I'm like, I would have loved to see it in Super or even GT. But I'm like, they won't do DLC for those ones because they could be their own sequels. However, they could do a DLC for Dragon Ball with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And I think that would be a game worth playing because it's an adventure game. That could literally be open world. And you could just do your own thing. Because at the moment, the way that it's being, like the way the game works, it makes me feel like it's open world, but it's not really. Like, there's some side quests in different parts of the game. But I mean, like, I totally get that they have to make it linear. But it makes me feel like I can do all this stuff, but there's nothing there yet. I can only do so much, and then I have to carry on with the story. And then I can only do so much, and then I have to carry on with the story. The only way to properly grind is if you just keep fighting random enemies that you find.
Yeah.
And at the moment, they're not very interesting enemies.
Yeah.
But a Dragon Ball game with this style, I think would probably even do better than Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah. Maybe not in terms of like money, in terms of like actually being good at what it's trying to accomplish.
Yeah. It would be a lot of fun.
Because you can do the tournament arcs as well, like get funneled. Like Dragon Ball, it's just going to like the certain. That'd be cool. The 7 Dragon Ball, except for maybe the last one.
Yeah.
Like all the other. How many does Bulma have when she shows up? She has one, doesn't she?
I think she just has. No, she has. I'm pretty sure she has a couple. I can't remember.
Regardless, say that she has one, Goku has the other, and say the other's last. Like, so you have 5, you go off in any direction, and you have 5. Kind of like Breath of the Wild. That's kind of what I think, but obviously a lot smaller scale.
Yeah.
And then at the end you get funneled into, oh no, Great Ape have to do all this shit with Pyros Castle.
Yeah.
And then after that, the tournament, which, and you can do... The other thing I'm thinking of is like the other, like, the Barbers tournament. Like, that seems interesting. Like, you have to, like, set that up and all that kind of stuff and get to, like, this out of, like, in the middle of nowhere area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only Dragon Ball game that they've tried to do like that was the one on the Wii that's a side-scroll and beat 'em up, which was apparently really good.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember what it's called, but I just remember it and people liking it. But it was one of those games, like, people didn't buy games on the Wii, but people just bought Wii Sports Resorts, and, like, Game Central.
Yeah.
And that was it. People didn't buy games on it. So yeah, it was unfortunate that didn't do well, because I think that's probably the final nail in the coffin. We can't call anything Dragon Ball. Xenoverse gets away with it because it's Xenoverse.
Yeah.
Except for the people who call it Xenoverse. Or...
Shannon.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Fighters has the Z in it, so... It's just... Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I'm excited to play more of it. When I first saw the trailer for it, I thought I would only play as Goku and do just Goku's story.
Yeah.
Which I would have almost preferred,
Because... It would be
because...
just more focused and...
Yeah.
And it's called Kakarot, not called the Z Warriors.
Yeah. So, at the moment, there's been more of Piccolo and Gohan than there has been of Goku.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks. Because, again, I would have much preferred to run Snake Way than do Kid Gohan stuff. But, I mean, Kid Gohan stuff has still been fun. Because, for the first part, it forces you to run around because he doesn't know how to fly.
Mm.
That is another thing. I mean, and this is the thing. I totally understand that they cannot do so much with it because it is a very linear story. This is how it happened. But I fucking would love it if I could just grind until I was Super Saiyan Goku before I fought Raditz. Like, that would be interesting. But you can't. You have to get to a certain part in the story and then it unlocks and then you can upgrade it.
The thing that I've liked about Xenoverse and Fighters is that they are mostly original stories. Like, Fighters is original. It's just 3 different original and you get fucking tired of it by halfway through the second one. But I still give it props for trying to do something different. Like, sort of being canon like the movies. I put the games on like movie canon. That's what I thought Kakarot was going to be when they first said, we're doing an open world action RPG. I'm like, cool. We're going to have a built from the ground up story made for an open world game.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're just doing DBZ over again. I'm like, oh god. It having an original story that takes 50, 100 hours, like something like Horizon or Spider-Man or something, has so much potential if they weren't just just treading water again.
Yeah.
But also I'm going to give you a little bit of spoilers that I know of.
Yeah.
Mirror and Toa show up. I don't know when, I don't know where and when. And I know that the DLC they've announced is an original story.
Okay.
Probably featuring Mirror and Toa.
Yeah.
I haven't been confirmed that part. But yeah, the rest of it has. So
that's in Kakarot.
Yeah, that's for Kakarot. Yeah. So, yeah, like they are doing original stuff, but why didn't they just do it off the ground? It's probably the pitch. Probably someone's like, we want to just do an open world RPG original story, but someone probably at Bandai Namco or Toei was like, no, we don't make money.
The only other thing with that I can say about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is boss fights are hard. Boss fights are really hard. And that's not the first. I heard that before I got the game, and then I got the game. And fuck, I had to grind to fight Raditz. I never thought I'd have to do that. Every other game, I've always just jumped in and been like, yep, fucking Raditz is dead. But
he's the tutorial guy usually.
Yeah, right? But in this, I think it's good that they're hard because it really makes you try and, it's the desperation that they would have experienced. You see?
Yeah. That's not a bad perspective.
I mean, in all of its flaws, the only reason I can appreciate it is because I'm such a huge fan.
Yeah.
If I wasn't a huge fan, I'd be like, what the fuck are they doing? It doesn't make any sense.
Apparently the control layout is really not great either. Okay, can confirm.
Oh, man. I fuck up so many buttons because it's just so different, and I haven't really... I'm pretty sure I tried to change the layout, but you can't.
You can go into the PlayStation settings and remap each button individually, but then once you back out, you have to remember what you've changed them to. So if you've remapped it X to O, you have to remember that you've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not great. Yeah. Hopefully that's something they patch in, like either remapping or alternate control schemes.
Also, it started off and it was in Japanese, and I had to wait until like the first part of the game was over until I could change it to English.
Was there like a new game options?
There was, but I didn't.
You assumed it would be
Yeah.
in English because
Yeah.
we're in England land.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, England land. Yeah, like the only thing I can think of is I don't even know because they're not sticking purely to canon.
Yeah.
Because like if they were, I'd understand why you do Japanese because the original script is a lot closer to the manga.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not upset about it, but I was kind of sad that I had to play through the entire first part before I could make sure that it was saved. I mean, I could have backed out of it then and there, but you wait so long to get into it.
Yeah. You're like, this shouldn't take you this long.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That was kind of me for the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. There was half an hour of cutscenes before you even start playing the game. And I'm like, I get it. The series is cinematic, but I wasn't expecting Metal Gear when I played the DLC.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding has a 2-hour ending. The credits roll, and then it's another like 2 hours of cutscenes. And you're just sitting there, and then you like roll, like you go hike and then do the final thing, and that's it. You're done. There's a lot of stuff.
Did you enjoy it? I love how like you bought it and you were so excited, and now you're like, I don't know, I'll have to finish it. And now you've asked you when you finish it, and you're just like, did I enjoy it?
That's the question.
That's the artistic idea behind it.
I enjoyed the start of it when I was just trying to put roads and all that together. But one thing that hindered it is the text was fucking tiny, so I had to sit right close to the TV, which put my muscles were torn because I'm not used to sitting cross-legged for 4 hours at a time, and that didn't heal for 2 months. No, my own stupidity rather than I wish the game didn't have tiny text. But then once I got out of the loop, I just got a little bit bored of it. I'm like, okay, now I'm just gonna power through the story. And then they do a part where they take away the baby, which you then can't see the ghosts that are flying around. And you're like, fuck. And then that makes that really hard. And then it's just sort of, I don't know. Not a game I can recommend. I appreciate what that game is. The messages are all super...
Vague?
No, the opposite. I'm trying to think of the word for it. They'll hit you over the head is what they're telling you. Yeah. They are you get the point. Bridges and strands, and you're reconnecting the internet so you can reconnect America because America is broken at this time. Yeah. Yeah. And the other, it's a bunch of small little issues that build up to a big clump, but then playing the game is fun, only up to a bit, but then they introduce boss battles and it becomes a lot more like Metal Gear Solid 5 where you're shooting things a lot. And it's not how I started this game, and I don't know how I feel about it just becoming a third-person shooter at the end of the game.
Yeah, I guess that's how I sort of felt about Star Wars, because it didn't change the game that much, but I felt the second time visiting Kashyyyk, they brought in all this stuff and that was almost the end of the game.
Yeah.
All the stuff that I would have loved to fuck around with at the start, like double jump.
Yeah.
But they followed old platformer rules, and you can't have double jump because if you did, you'd have this really cool thing at the start.
Exactly. You could finish Dathomir, and that was it. You could finish the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Death Stranding. I'm looking forward to Kojima's new games that aren't Death Stranding, because he announced that he wants to do a bunch of anime manga. He wants to try and do a movie, and to do some smaller indie sized game, and while he's doing a bigger sized game.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see because I do like Kojima and his games. I'm glad he got this out of his system.
Do better.
Not do better, just do something else that maybe I'll jive with a bit more. Because I knew this game was going to be divisive from everyone.
Yeah.
And like I am square on that dividing line. Like I am not. I don't love it. I don't hate it. But I know what it is. I know what I like and what I don't like. But it doesn't make me like. I'm not like no, fuck that game. I'm just like not recommending it to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to get through any of it.
Like that is not a game for you. I can say that. Like with your time and your attention span and all that, it's not a game for you.
Sometimes I'm playing a game and then I can't play games for like a week or something because I get really busy and then I forget that I was in the middle of a game.
Yeah. Yeah. That is that. Yeah, you won't.
Just like I was playing The Witcher 3 and I was almost finished. I haven't played it for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I downloaded Witcher 3. I'm like, oh, but I'm going to play this again. Or just like pick up where my save file was and go. No.
Dean was playing on my Xbox and I really wanted to play it as well, so I just pirated it. Yeah.
It was like $2. It was like $2 on Steam.
Yeah.
Like it went to like ridiculously crazy sales. I think Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 are like $2 and $4 each at the moment on Steam.
Jesus.
Yeah. You're just capitalizing on that.
I would have loved to have been able to play those games, but it's the same thing. It's like I would never go back and play that now. It'd be too hard to stay entertained.
They need new gameplay systems, which basically means you have to remake the games, which I don't think Cyberpunk gonna do. Yeah. So apparently, like Witcher 2 was considered at the time like one of the best RPGs of all time. Sorry, one of the best RPGs of the year. Like when games do the thing, just like, oh, it's in that list. And it probably would have been in Game of the Year if Kyron hadn't come out that year. I'm pretty sure they came out the same year. Or came out the same year as Mass Effect 2 and Red Dead Redemption. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard competition.
Yeah.
That would have, yeah.
But then, like, Witcher 3 comes out, fucking blows the door off everything.
Yeah.
Like, Witcher 3 came... Jesus Christ. Witcher 3 came out the same year as Metal Gear Solid 5, and those were the 2 Game of the Year contenders. I think Witcher 3 won more because the story was finished in that game. Metal Gear Solid 5, it has a lot better gameplay. Like, I came off playing Bloodborne and Batman Arkham Knight, which had superb combat. Like, they're tight, and you feel in control of everything. And then I tried to play Witcher 3, and it was just super loosey-goosey. Like, you're swinging your sword around, you're not really doing, like, it just feels not great.
Yeah.
Hopefully Cyberpunk's better. It's like a good first-person shooter.
So I read the title of an article today, and I bet it's not true, but apparently, according to the title of an article that I saw and I didn't read, Cyberpunk's 2077 is being pushed back because the consoles aren't powerful enough. I would say that's not true.
It has been pushed back. The consoles aren't powerful enough, that's bullshit. They've always been speccing towards these games, towards these consoles.
Yeah.
The quote that I saw is they aren't looking good on current gen consoles. I've seen other developers come out like, no games look good until they're done.
Yeah.
It's not until everything comes together at the end that the game looks good. Because everything outside of that, everything still looks wireframey, things still look not great.
Yeah.
It's not until like the final 2-3 months that everything comes together and you start polishing properly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of developers come and say that. The thing, it was just probably, the game is so huge, they want to make sure that it's, like Witcher 3, relatively bugless. Like, that was the thing, Witcher 3 also came out the same year as Fallout 4. Fallout 4 came out after Witcher 3, and people are like, no, this is no longer acceptable. Like, we just got a huge open world game that was relatively bug free, like, very, like, Witcher 3 is not known for its bugs.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 and all the other ones are.
Bethesda Game Studio.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably what they're driving towards is, again, this is a lot bigger game. It's first person. And it's an open world city as opposed to an open world fantasy land, which is just trees and shrubbery, whereas this is like probably more meticulously detailed.
And there's going to be a lot more people in it, like NPCs and stuff.
Yeah, and that's probably the thing that might be hogging the console's RAM and all that. It's just like, oh, we have to run all this shit. We're gonna fucking snap. But they've always been developing with PS4 and Xbox One in mind, so they'll probably do a re-release on next gen.
PS5 and Xbox
Series X.
Xbox trash can. Have you seen that meme?
Not trash can, no, but I can see.
It's like new Xbox, and it was just like the Xbox, but it had a bin bag inside it.
I do like that. Next gen's gonna be super interesting because like there is backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Imagine Xbox is just gonna be you can play all Xbox One games on it, and then all the games that are in Xbox backwards compatibility, that list, like not every game, but whatever that list is. I assume that's how it's gonna work.
I'm waiting until the day where they're just like, sorry, we can't keep appeasing you fucks. We're not doing backwards compatibility.
But that's what last gen was.
Yeah.
Like we went like all like moving up the generation, nothing carried over.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, okay, I guess this is how this works. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Like, is it going to be like PS3 to PS4 where we got remasters game like The Last of Us, Tomb Raider, and all that games that were barely. They were made in the last year of the console generation, which looked fucking amazing on PC, but looked sort of shitty on PS3. Are they going to do a remaster collection, or are they going to do what phones do, where they update it? Like, the iPhone XS has better graphics, better frame rates and all that. It's optimized for that thing. Are we going to get that, just free updates, so that you can carry your, like, put Cyberpunk into a PS5, which you will be able to do, but will it be able to bring out the PS5 specs? Like, will it have ray tracing and all that built into it? Or will it just be, this is what it looks like on the Pro, that's what it's going to look like on the PS4 5? Big question. It would be great if someone actually talked about their consoles. Like, Xbox revealed their console, and that's it. That's all we really know about it. Like, 2 games that are coming for it. PlayStation 5 have done, like, here's all the tech shit. This is the really boring shit that no one cares about, but people do. Like, it's going to be USB-C charge. It loads so much fast. Spider-Man now takes a second, to, like, 2 seconds to fast charge instead of a minute or whatever. Like, just really nitty-gritty stuff like that. But we don't know what the box looks like. We know one game that's coming to it, which is, I don't even know what it is. It's like a generic multiplayer game, like, much like Warframe was when it first came to PS4. Just like, here's a game. And you're like, I guess I'll play this because it is the only thing on my PlayStation 5. I assume Assassin's Creed Ragnarok's going to be on it. It'll be fun. Black Flag was good, so hopefully this is good again.
It looks good.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything of Ragnarok.
No, I mean like the premise of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
They're just like, God of War did alright, hey?
I think it might have been. It probably started production when Thor came out. Like, that's when they would have. I think that's. Yeah, they just shipped. Oh, that's when they took the year off. That's when the movie came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Wait, what is time? 2015 the movie came out. 2016 Origins came out. I don't know what time it is. 2018 Odyssey came out. 2017.
It would have been 2016.
Yeah.
The movie came out.
Yeah.
What
Regardless. Yeah. 2018 was Odyssey. Origins was 2017. So when the Origins team finished Odyssey, and some people did DLC, they would have started on Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Just as Thor came out. So, which is cool. I don't think it's going to be called Ragnarok. Very well might be. Because it's a good name. Everything should be named, subtitle Ragnarok. Superman Ragnarok.
I remember when I was
Brooklyn
younger,
Nine-Nine
there was
Ragnarok.
a MMO called Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of that. I have no idea what it is.
It was. I only have very vague memories of it, but
Is this one of the MMOs you played when, like, you, Kyron, and Dean were just playing a bunch of MMOs?
no, this is like when I was a kid, like a kid, like when my brothers were still at school.
Yeah.
I just remember like you played as like a regular ass, like you started and you created your character, right?
Yep.
and then you played as just like this novice until level 10, and then you got to choose a class.
Yeah.
And then you went on, and then you got to choose other aspects of your character. So you built it as you played the game, rather than just starting the game and being like, I'm a night elf paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's
So-
interesting. That's kind of
But it was very... I remember thinking it was really a really cool art style at the time, but looking back on it, I reckon if I saw it today, I would be like, yikes.
Yeah.
Probably still better graphics than RuneScape.
Yeah.
But
If you had to download the game, it probably was, because RuneScape,
was all in browser.
yeah, I think it now a downloaded game, because like, we want to make this game look not horrible. Let's make people just download it, which is fine. It's still free, so.
I do miss that era of gaming where a lot of MMOs were out and people were super into them.
Yeah.
And now it's just competitive.
Yeah, it's competitive, or people have moved on to like Destiny, Division,
Yeah.
Borderlands, like those kind of the console MMOs. We finally got console MMOs. They're just not what we thought they were.
Yeah.
We have DC Universe online and Final Fantasy 14 on console, and then everything else is not that. That's the other thing I think about a lot is a lot of people complain about these always online like service-based games, like the games I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you did this to yourself. All like from 2010, all the podcasts I listened to were always talking about the pre-owned game industry, because that was the thing that was fucking up game sales. Like it'd be like, yeah, we sold 2 million brand new copies, but we sold 3 million pre-owned copies. Would have been good if the devs saw that money. Which is a fair enough case. So that's like, remember when online passes were a thing? That was like trying to curtail that. Like, if you don't buy the game brand new, you can't play online. And if you want to buy it pre-owned, you have to pay an extra $10, $15 to do so. We were like, man, this sucks. And it was a shitty system. But with that, the game just got different from there. That's like the Division and all that. That's like, you can play those games solo, which is hard, but yeah, they're designed to keep you there, getting your daily login bonuses and all that. Something the MMOs have done since WoW, maybe even before. So yeah.
I miss the feeling of playing an MMO and playing with your friends and actually feeling like you were bonding with your friends through playing these games.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I play an MMO and I get really bored of it really quickly.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because like games like WoW, it got so complicated. Like, I don't want a garrison, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, I probably do if you look at the bonuses it gets you, but like, it's too much work. And then that was always my problem, is that so many people that have so much time on their hands are obviously going to be amazing at these games because they've got the time to perfect their strategies and things like that. And somebody like me who works full time jumps into the game and just gets fucking destroyed straight away because I don't have all the buffs, I don't have the armor, I don't have the level, it's whatever. And I don't have the experience anymore.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was a kid, I used to be able to play games and I could pick up a copy of a game and just be good at it. But now it's just people have way too much fucking time on their hands. And that's all it's based off of.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I really wanted to get into Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch, but everyone was already way too fucking good at those games.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even, like, stay alive for long enough to understand how to play it.
Yeah, which is why I'm glad I got into Apex, like, when it launched.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll give this a go. And I was like, I still sucked at it, but I was able to, like, I knew the map, I knew where to hide, I knew where things were, I knew how to shoot, but I wasn't very good at it. And, like, if I was lucky, I could get 3 deaths. I think it's the highest amount of deaths I got. But I was mainly doing support. And I felt competent at that game, which is something I've never been in a multiplayer game outside of The Last of Us multiplayer. Yeah. Which is it's a very strategic game, like the multiplayer in that. What am I going to say? I jumped into Apex the other day, and they got a new map. And I'm like, I do not know where any of this is. What is going on? I'm not good at this game anymore. But the new guy seems fun. They added. Yeah. Apex still feels good to play. Like, running and jumping, vaulting over things.
It's the only Battle Royale game that I've actually enjoyed playing.
Yeah. 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 I would say, like, I did like Fortnite, but I like the shooting aspects and everything else. The building stuff, no.
Yeah.
That's the extra dimension that I could not wrap my brain around. And I keep forgetting that's the point of Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's the building, not the Thanos.
Well, I did kind of enjoy PUBG as well, but
I never played, like, I tried to play PUBG on my shitty computer, and, like, this is fun, like, stealthing it around. But, yeah, that's probably...
in all honesty, PUBG is actually better as a mobile app.
Oh.
It actually is.
That's...
I've played it on my Xbox, I played it on PC, and I played it on my phone, and I think I had the most fun playing it on my phone.
Jesus. Is it just because you can actually kill people?
No, I think... Well, I played that for the first time on my phone when I was in Thailand, and they all fucking play it on their phone over there. So, I did get pretty far, but, like, I think it was just... I don't know what it was about it. I guess it was probably the easiest... It was easier than I expected it to be, so I probably gave it way more credit than it was due. When I mean like that, I mean like it was easier to control than I expected it to be.
That's interesting. Because I know, like, Fortnite and Call of Duty Mobile was really well received and like critically, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, first person shooters on your phone, like that never worked in the past.
Yeah.
But now they finally figured it out somehow. And I think it also kind of helps that you can now hook your controller up to your phones and everything.
Yeah.
So,
you can also get like those attachments for your phone where it's a controller.
Yeah.
Which I would find fucking annoying.
Yeah, if it's weighted well, I assume it's fine, but yeah. What was I going to say? Mobile, Call of Duty. Oh, about the PUBG thing, like, yeah, PUBG was buggy as fuck and all that when it first came out. But then when, like, Call of Duty Black Ops' Battle Royale, Fate Blackout, came out, everyone's like, oh, this is just PUBG, but Call of Duty so good. Like, it controls well, there's no bugs or anything. I think I played the beta for that. I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is, like, a lot more stealthing. And, like, Apex is still super action. Like, I think the reason I like the stealth ones is because I'm good at it. Like, I can just sneak away from everyone.
Yeah.
In that case, I just figure out how traps work. But no. I've never been a trapper in video games. Like, they're like, lay traps. Like, I think the only time I've done it is in Horizon. Just, like, these enemies, like, there's a fuckload of enemies, I've run out of ammo and everything else, I'm just going to set traps up everywhere and hope for the best. But they weren't strategic, they were desperate. Yeah. Do you enjoy traps?
What kind of traps?
Trap music.
That did remind me of something. Oh, the only time I've ever used traps purposefully is on the Nuketown map in Black Ops, when you would put the claymore at the front, so when someone came up to kill you, they would go off and kill them, and you'd just be like, they figured out where I am, another claymore. And you just wreck shop.
Yeah.
You get that window, you win.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time I've ever used those traps.
Yeah.
I never played Horizon, I've got it now though. Did I tell you how I got it? Bought Horizon Zero Dawn and Infamous Second Son the day that the PS5 was released. I bought them both. Yeah, that's right. Announced. I bought both of those games for $19 for both of them.
Jesus.
Yep.
Where from?
eBay.
Okay.
They were pre-owned.
Yeah.
It was like 2 for 1 deal. You buy 2 get 1 free. I buy 1 get 1 free, and it was they were both $19. So I bought both of them for 1.
Yeah, that's good. They're like, Horizon is one of the best games on PS4.
Yeah.
Infamous is good, but it is very much a launch game.
Well, I really wanted to play Infamous Second Son because, I don't know, Kyron always hyped it up. I think he loves that game.
He does love it. He loves it more than the first 2.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's a teenager wearing a beanie, to be honest.
Yeah. And it is the younger brother sort of thing. And he's relate to a lot more to Delson. Yeah. I prefer the first 2 Infamous. It's Infamous 2 that's the best. Well, yeah.
I tried playing Infamous 2. I got up to like this part where like this thing was chasing me through a swamp.
Yeah. A little bit of that. It's a swamp city.
It's
a swamp city. You're in basically New Orleans.
I can't even remember where I got up to. I do remember getting pretty far through the game.
Yeah. Those are games I'm surprised they never did a HD collection for.
Yeah.
Like, put Infamous 1, 2, and Festival of Blood out on a disc. Go. Like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Infamous 1 is one of those games that don't have the collectibles tracker.
Yeah.
It's one of the games where you have to like print out the map and then go off and mark them as you go.
Yeah.
Like get down to the very nanometer on the thing and then cross it off. But when you missed one, you're like, where the fuck is it? One thing I found out is usually when there's like when you're missing one and you've looked everywhere else, if you Google it, more often than not, everyone else is stuck on the exact same one.
Yeah.
If not, there's like 2 or 3 of them that people are stuck on, and you're like, okay, just go through this list. You're set.
Yeah.
I don't know what else, what other games I've learned that in recently. Like, I think it was Star Wars, like Fallen Order. So I'm like, where the fuck is this? And I'm just like, yeah, this is it. Oh yeah, trying to find like the extra areas because like to get the platinum trophy, you need to get all the 100% all the maps like seen and to go to them unlock the area.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck is this? Like on Kashyyyk, you have to like climb a rope to get to somewhere super high, and then there's a chest up. It's like a secret, like forced secret thing, and I had no idea where it was. I'm like, I'm just Googling. Oh, it's there. Oh, there it was. I'm like, cool, this is good. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get through that far.
No,
I finished the game.
Yeah. No, I like that game enough. I'm like, I think the platinum seems attainable. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't. No, backtracking in that game is a fucking pain in the ass. Like getting like super deep on Kashyyyk.
I haven't looked into it at all. But change of subject.
Mm-hmm.
They're making Fable 4. I've been told that they are.
The common theory, Microsoft opened up a studio in Santa Monica,
Yeah.
which is where Sony Santa Monica is, which is the God of War team.
Yeah.
Which means a lot of talent is there.
Yeah.
People are thinking that talent is going to be, and they've said they're working on an open, I'm pretty sure they said they're working on an open world RPG. People think that's Fable 4. People want it to be Fable 4. The thing with that is it wouldn't be the original creator involved, which that's where you get
That's
the
probably
Britishisms.
Look,
But
that's probably
also
for the
kind of
best.
cool. He's very much like George Lucas in that way. Like he
Yeah.
creates a cool thing, but then also like drives it into the ground
Yeah.
in like weird ways.
I think they would still be able to do the cool Britishisms without him, to be honest. And I mean, like, if they don't, who cares?
Like all they can do is make it quirky. My thing is that like those games are good because of the Britishisms and it being made in America. Like, I hope it either is just regular American type fantasy. They don't force the Britishness because forced Britishness is the worst.
Yeah, especially when Americans try to do it.
Exactly. It's never good. So just set it like same world maybe, but just set it in its own like different pocket. Like they have American accents. A different type of quirk.
Maybe like the Fable version of Finding the New World of like America, but it not like the red coats and the blue coats. And yeah. That would be interesting. I'd play that Fable game.
Yeah, it's a good way to get around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just totally make it like loosely based off of that historical moment, but nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
Maybe it's the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
That's the climax of the game because they're very political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that.
And they've been working on it for ages, and like the common thought is that like this is going to be the next gen Xbox game.
If they did a Fable 4, I want them to bring back a lot of Fable 1 stuff. Because that was my biggest gripe with Fable 2 and Fable 3. You probably
will. Fable 1 is the most critically appreciated one. Like people see it as a downhill from there. Fable 2 has its soft spot. Like people like that's not a bad game. A lot of people do not like Fable 3.
Fable 3 was good in its own right.
Kyron really likes that game, which is fair. Like whatever, you're not wrong. But no, I've never played it. No opinion on it. But regardless, if you want more Fable 1 stuff, I think they will be looking at the roots of it. And giving you a dog as well.
Yeah.
I think that's how that game's going to work.
It better be a rifle as well. Because in number 1 you don't get a rifle, you just have bows and crossbows. Number 2 you had rifles and pistols.
I've always liked that like fantasy aesthetic with the guns in Fable.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And if it's Revolutionary War based, like inspired, go for it.
The other thing that I would want them to change about Fable is the game's too fucking easy. You literally die and come straight back to life and keep going.
They were, I know, like, especially Fable 3, that was made through, like, let's make games accessible. That's why that game had no pause menu. Yeah, it's stuff like that. I think this will be a lot more of a traditional open world fantasy game. I do hope it comes out. Like, I'm not a Fable fan, but I know a lot of people. It's the same way I feel about Skate. Like, release Skate 4, release Fable 4. Sorry?
The Hounds. No, yeah, I think if they don't do anything with that IP, I think they're making a mistake.
Yeah, and I think Microsoft knows that.
Because, like, it's awesome. If they're gonna do it, like I said, I want them to do more with Fable 1, because the reason why Fable 1 was so good is because they had so many different fantasy characters and, like, fantasy creatures.
Yeah.
Whereas Fable 2, it wasn't really, and then Fable 3, there was fuck all. It was mostly bandits. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, they could be, like, if it was a lore thing, which it's not.
Yeah.
But if it was a lore thing, they could be like, humans are getting more prominent, which means that all of these magical creatures are dying. That would make sense.
Which is a very common fantasy trope.
Yeah.
And it's fine to use.
Yeah. But they didn't actually say anything about that. They were just like, they just slowly started putting more magical creatures in.
Yeah.
But I would love to see, because in the first one they had so many, and then in the second one it was just hobs.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? I can't remember. The weird little creatures. And there was like 1 or 2 ground trolls, and that was like it. Whereas number 1, you fucking ran into these massive ground trolls and shit all the fucking time. Number 2 had a lot of good story in it, which continued into Fable 3, because you had Reaver, who was this marksman in number 2, and he was the bad guy. So he was your teammate in Fable 2, but he was not your enemy, but he was a bad guy in Fable 3. Because they explain in Fable 2 that he found a way to become immortal, and that's why he's in Fable 3.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I'm glad they did something like that, because in Fable 1 they fucking did nothing with carrying stuff over. The only continuous thing is the guild seal. Not the guild seal. And even then, it's like this tiny little thing in Fable 1, and then Fable 2 is like this token that you can hold in your hands, like the size of a compass. And then Fable 3, it's a fucking shield.
Dumb.
Yeah, you're like, did you put it in water and it grew? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the only other thing that was consistent through it was your sister in the first game is the girl who talks to you through the whole of the second game, and the girl who gives you powers in the third game. It's all the same girl. Yeah. But in the first one, it's a little girl. She's your sister.
Yeah.
She gets made blind, but then she gets powers to see the future and like weird spiritual shit. Number 2, she's a gypsy woman who's still alive, but she's really old. And number 3, she's a ghost.
Yeah.
And they never actually explain if you're from the same family as the past ones. Okay. They just say you're a hero, which is fine.
Yeah. It's very Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is, you're a hero, you're a reincarnation of the hero, you're this guy. Very, except you always look different, it's very much kind of like Link from Zelda.
Have you seen the thread on that? I was like reading this thread, I think it was on Reddit,
probably,
of how the Hylians?
Right.
Yeah. See Link as, because they know that he's a reincarnation. It's like, imagine growing up in a village and you've got this statue of this great man that everybody respects, and suddenly, one day, this boy comes into town and starts breaking all your pots and shit, and you're just like, what the fuck? And your grandma's crying in happiness because they've found the hero. Because it's like, the whole point behind it was like they put pots at the shrine to like remember him by, and this other Link just comes through and breaks shit.
That's probably why all the games are so far apart in time. That like no one can remember.
No. Oh.
That's funny.
No, I'd like to see. I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. Well, I hope it's gonna be awesome. I'm sure they'll do a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the rumor is?
What?
Rumor slash hope
Yeah.
is that March next year they will release Breath of the Wild 2
Yeah.
along with the Switch Pro
Yeah.
to mimic the launch of the Switch itself, which I think would be great because the Switch kind of barely runs Breath of the Wild because there's a lot of lag in it because there's a lot of shit going on. If there's a Switch Pro, I'll probably, if I have a job, I'll probably buy it and then give my old Switch to my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to run Breath of the Wild 2. And then Mario Odyssey 2 comes out that year as well.
Oh, really?
I'm saying if.
Oh.
Like, if all this stuff happens, Jesus, 2021.
Has there been any announcements about the new God of War game?
No. Only that Corey Barlow pretty much openly talked about it when he was doing Spoiler Car. He's just like, yeah, I'm thinking of these things for the next game. I was like, oh yeah. Like, it was just like, because of the way that game ends, like, yeah, that's how that is. I expect 2018, 2021, 2022. If it's 2021, it'll come out around like
November.
Yeah, probably September, October. I doubt it they'll release it then because PlayStation really likes the springtime or out summer. It'll come out March. March.
Of 2021. 2022.
Yeah. Just want to check. God of War 2018. I want to check what month it came out. I think it was March. Because it's it is April. That's right. All the other God of Wars were launched in March because March is named after Mars, the Roman God of War.
Yeah.
They just needed the extra month for 2018. So probably March for God of War 2 2022. Yeah. And
I hope I'm alive to see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, assuming the world doesn't fucking implode on itself through corruption and or fire. But yeah, no. Because I keep assuming next year's going to be a quiet year. Because like this year we're getting like Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 7, Doom 2, like a fuck ton of great games. Because last year was sort of quiet on that.
Yeah.
Next, 2021, I assume will be like 2014 where there was fuck all.
Yeah.
Like, the only game anyone remembers, including myself, is like Dragon Age Inquisition, because it was Game of the Year from some places. But it was like, the new consoles are out, we actually have nothing to put on them. Fuck. There was a bunch of cross-gen games at that point, like Assassin's Creed Unity, which turned out well.
Yeah, the best. I actually think that's probably the worst Assassin's Creed game of all time.
I mean, one's down there. One's important.
But one is important for the story setup.
And for, like, its franchise setup.
Yeah. 2 was good. Brotherhood was the best. Revelations was fine.
Altair is the best part of that story. Like, Revelation is the best Altair game. And we're like, oh, it's an Ezio game. It's an Altair game.
3 was disappointing.
I need to play that game with fresh lens. Bar Lowen.
I enjoyed the gameplay of it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the actual game. The story was disappointing, but the game itself was fine. Yeah. It was good. 4 was Unity. 4 was Black Flag. Yeah. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
I never played it, but I know that people thought it was amazing.
The gameplay and the gameplay loop of that. Towards the end of the game, it starts getting into the annoying Assassin's Creed stuff, where the game commits to being a pirate game for so long, and then it just fucking right turns into the Assassin's Creed stuff. You're like, oh shit, that's right, that's why we're here. And it takes away from the pirate game. So everything else but that, brilliant game. Rogue, which came out the same day as Unity, is a nothing game.
Yeah, I haven't seen
I've played it, and no one respects it. I barely remember anything about it. Which is not the same with Unity. Like, I played it, I can't remember
I
anything.
feel like they tried to do a lot for Unity, and it could have been better, but
And
I don't blame
it.
it.
Syndicate. Like, Syndicate's
Yeah.
a solid game.
Yes,
I could tell what was going on.
yeah.
I like the characters. And then Odyssey and Origins are great. They're different, but they're great.
Odyssey, I could play more of, but I wasn't interested.
That's fair.
But I would probably play more of if I had the time. Like, if I had the time to play games, I would have finished it.
Yeah.
But it's not a game I wanted to invest time into.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, what did we say was the worst? Yeah, Unity.
Unity.
I mean, I'm trying to think of spin-off games like Altair Chronicles on PSP. I enjoyed more than, I remember more than Unity.
Like, it doesn't matter if the game itself holds up, it just matters that when it came out, when it was supposed to be in its prime, was it good?
Yeah.
I think Unity is the worst for it.
Yeah, and it's not even like the bugs and stuff of the
Yeah.
game. Like, that's what the game is infamous for. The rest of the game is meh as
Yeah.
fuck.
I think my issue was, like, the Eagle Vision didn't work properly. If I recall, like, every time I tried to use it in-game to find those secrets, like, you would be able to see what you were after, but there was so many literal layers to the game. You'd spend so fucking long just actually trying to find what you were looking for.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about Eagle Vision, but I know the map. Like, the map specifically. Like, when you're trying to, like, search something. Yeah. Look at that.
It was very dreary as well. I remember it being very grey.
Yeah. And kind of the point, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep thinking as well, each game... Well, Assassin's Creed has new engines each time. Like, Assassin's Creed 1 was its own engine. Assassin's Creed 2 had the Ezio trilogy on it.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 4's engine... Well, Assassin's Creed 3 engine was 3, 4, and Rogue. Unity's engine was just Unity and... Syndicate.
Yeah.
So that's the only game to have two, because Origin's engine is Origins, Odyssey, and Ragnarok. This is interesting.
Yeah.
That's an observation. I don't know if it means anything. Probably that. It's probably Unity was bad. No one liked it. Syndicate didn't sell because no one liked Unity. I was like, fuck it, we're done. We're sick of this.
Yeah.
Okay, we hear you. But that is like a Fassbender movie. No one saw that either. It's on Netflix. I still haven't seen it.
No.
I do. I have a curiosity about it because it is canon.
Do we care about Assassin's Creed canon after number 3?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
From Origins, I give a shit.
Does it get any more interesting? Tell me about it. Because in number 3,
Yeah,
they
fuck
dick
it.
tease you and then fuck you up.
What is happening?
What's Abstergo up to? What is... Who are you as a character?
You are now a character. You're
Yeah.
Layla Hassan.
Yeah.
You are descendant of Bayek from Origins. Bayek's a cool character. I like him a lot. You are an Abstergo employee, and then by the end of Origins, you're like, the Templars seem a bit shit. I'm gonna not be a Templar, but I'm not gonna be an assassin either, because they're also just as bad. And then by the end of Odyssey, she's an assassin. Odyssey, there's not too much stuff. It's not until the DLC. In the point of Odyssey, they're trying to look for Atlantis. They got to Atlantis, they can't get through the door. That's the point of that. It's up until the DLC, Fate of Atlantis, and she gets in, and basically does training to learn how to stuff. What's it called? It's Pythagoras' staff. Learning how to use that because it's an Isu artifact. So yeah, trying to learn how to do that, and you're starting to get more of them. It's a quick way for the bleeding effect to take place, and then Abstergo is also trying to find Atlantis, because Atlantis is. Did you ever read like the lore of Assassin's Creed, like the initial first civilization and all that? They didn't talk about it enough, but the first civilization was, hey, we're gods, basically. Yeah. We control all these people. People rose up and wanted freedom. That's the end of the Isu civilization, because the humans won, because humans are the greatest. Fate of Atlantis is a simulation of that. Someone, because you know how the Isu can like see forward in time and all of that, time means nothing to them. She's gone through, or I forget who it is, one of the Isu characters. She's gone through and like made like 1 billion simulations of the fall of the Isu. And basically, all of them always end up the Shimmer's winning with the downfall of the Isu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Cassandra goes through just another simulation to try and alter it, but even she can't do it. But yeah, Abstergo and the assassin are trying to get to Abstergo, to Atlantis because of all the cool stuff that you can use against each other. She goes a little bit crazy with the bleeding effect and kills her like best mate down in Atlantis. She's like, oh no, she as in Layla.
Yeah.
And that's where we're up to. That was the cliffhanger. Like, oh no, Abstergo got something. Oh no, they know where Atlantis is and they have an artifact from Atlantis.
Oh no, Abstergo's winning this again.
Yeah.
And they've been winning this whole time. And
but at least it's more
interesting. What are assassins? Do they even exist?
Exactly. At least it's more interesting than what like Unity and Syndicate did. Like, you gotta log in and oh no, you're just a guy. Assassin, let's jump in.
See, that's what I fucking hated about it.
Yeah, because at least 4, it was meta and like, hey, you are an Abstergo employee. It's first person now. You are going to work on this Assassin's Creed 4 game, like Assassin's Creed game. You're gonna go work on it and play the game and bug test it. And I did like how meta that was, and at least it was a character. Technically a character, it was you.
Yeah.
But these other ones, they were also technically you, but you see out of the Animus 4 times in both of those games, probably total.
So what I liked about Desmond is that you
story.
In number 3, Abstergo takes your dad, and so you use your assassin's train, like what you've learned from being in the Animus, to go through Abstergo and just fucking destroy their shit. Yeah. And then you kill like some scientist dude and you get your dad back.
Yeah.
And then you die.
Yeah. Yeah.
They set his character up so well and just fucked it away.
Yeah. It was probably designed with like Abstergo, he probably maybe even like sacrificing himself, but it would have put an end to like everything, like the end of the world that was happening,
I feel like they were getting close to the end and someone who was like ahead of that team was just like, wait, you want this to end?
Yeah.
Is this the story that you're writing? No, fuck that shit. We're making too much money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know they've said for ages, we have an ending in mind.
Yeah.
It means whenever these games stop selling, we'll end this.
Yeah.
Time to end this. And then we would get shot in the back of the head like an EA studio. But I don't think that's going to happen for a while. And it's fun, like, there's still the core gameplay of Assassin's Creed is always really fun, at least to me. And it's only, they keep a lot of the present storyline / Isu stuff either in DLC or like super hidden. Like, you've got to go to very specific areas and do some, like in Origins, it's like go to the bottom desert and then you will find a crypt or something, and that's where we're all like, ooh, but what if you could change the future? What if because you're in a simulation, what if you could change the simulation? Basically teasing the idea of Assassin's Creed Odyssey having dialogue options and decisions and all that. And like, this is interesting, but it's so buried, like it's literally buried that you're not going to get anything out of it unless you care, you're not going to get anything out of it. So they're still fun games to play. I put 200 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 99 into Origins.
Do you have anything else to talk about?
Nah. I want Assassin's Creed Ragnarok on PS5.
We always end up talking about Assassin's Creed at some point.
We do. But like, yeah. I feel like we talk about it differently each time. Yeah. You were like, no, what's actually happening? I'm like, I'm trying my best. But yeah.
Alright, I think that's about it.
I think that's it. I think we've run out of things to say.
Who's
If you
to say?
also run out of things to say, click that like button. Subscribe. If you haven't run out of things to say, comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. Check us out on social media at The Amalgam Show. Should I do the same thing as I said at the start or a different thing? Like have two different things each show?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? You decide in the comments below. Until next time, we haven't eaten all of our pizza. This has been a half-assed pizza time. We liked our pizza. I think they've gone cold. We'll figure out who gets the loot.
If you'd like the rest of our pizza,
support us on Patreon at patreon.com/The Amalgam Show. We'll ship it out to you for $50. That's probably how much it costs to deliver food.
it wouldn't be worth it.
No. It would not be. Until next time, catch you later.